In this module, we're going to be deploying a sample application from our Netbeans IDE to our AWS environment. Um, and uh, and that's actually a really great thing to set up because it makes it so much easier to just be able to finish whatever it is that we're doing, finish the app that we're working on, and then push it right to AWS and kind of see how it responds. So the first thing that we want to do is I'm going to assume that you've already got your Elastic Beanstalk set up. And I, in a previous module, set up an Elastic Beanstalk called Java or Test Java E7 environment. So that's where I am. I'm in this particular environment. As you can see, I have a couple of other environments here, but I'm in this particular environment. Also, I set up previously, or I did a module on setting up Netbeans IDE, and basically setting that up to be able to deploy straight to my AWS Elastic Beanstalk environment. So I've got that set up. I've got the IDE set up. I've got my AWS Elastic Beanstalk set up. So now what I want to do is test it and basically make sure that I can deploy from the IDE over to the Elastic Beanstalk. So what I want to do is I want to actually create a new project. So I'm going to do a new project here in NetBeans. I'm going to go to Maven, and we'll get into what Maven is later, but for now just select Maven, and you can do other things, so you can do Java Web, but we're going to stick with Maven. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a Maven web application. Okay. We'll do next on that. I'm going to call this test. Now, I guess I better do this a little bit more formal. Test deploy AWS in the folder of my choosing here. And I'm going to do next. And then this is probably the most important part here. We want to make sure that we select the instance or the environment that we want to deploy this test application to. As you can see, I have 3 instances plus a local Glassfish server. But these are the AWS Elastic Beanstalk instances or environments that I have. I want to make sure to select this one. Okay, I'm going to leave it at Java E6 Web, and then I'm going to do finish. What that's going to do here in my IDE is it's going to create a new project for me. And I'm just going to come in here under Web Pages. I'm just going to edit this this JSP page here, and I'm just going to say my first JSP page, hello world, and deployed from NetBeans. Just something simple. Then what I'm going to do after that is right-click on the project heading here and do run. You can also there's also a run button here. But if I do run, now down in my my IDE, I can see that it's uploading. And if I come over here to my Elastic Beanstalk, I can refresh, and I can see that it's actually updating from my NetBeans IDE. So I'm pulling from the NetBeans, or I'm deploying from the NetBeans IDE to the Elastic Beanstalk. So it takes just a second to do that. And again, this is such a great feature because it just is so automatic and it's so easy to do that. And then once it's done deploying, then what it'll do is it'll go ahead and open it up for me automatically. And I should be able to see the Hello World page. And there it is, Hello World deployed from NetBeans. So that's what we had here. So I can close this, and if I want to go back to this and go to my go to this access this application that I deployed, which as you can see is right here. So test deploy AWS, test deploy AWS. That's the current running version on my web container. But if I want to go to that again, I can just click here on the full name of my environment, and there we go. So that's how you deploy from NetBeans IDE to AWS.